Hi, I'm Tomasz Perc. I'm a SaaS business architect in AWS SaaS Factory team. In this episode of Building SaaS on AWS, I have a pleasure to talk to John Topper, the CEO of the Scale Factory. The Scale Factory was established in London in 2009, and since then, they helped organizations of all sizes build and manage and design foundations of their SaaS business. They're a prominent AWS SaaS competency partner, and in 2023, they became the first global AWS SaaS consulting partner of the year. So, John, it's really nice to have you today. Can you introduce yourself and the company for the audience?
Sure, yeah. As you say, we were founded in 2009. That's 16 years ago, which I guess is a round number where we come from. I had hair then. It was quite long. I had the sysadmin ponytail when we started, but I had to get rid of that eventually. We're based in the UK. We're headquartered in the UK. We're actually around 30 people in total across the UK and in parts of Northern Europe as well. So we're kind of a distributed team working remotely for our customers. We only work with AWS. You know, life's too short to be expert at everything. So we've put all of our chips on the AWS square on the table. And these days we work almost exclusively with SaaS customers. And so that level of focus, I think, comes with deep expertise. So AWS and SaaS in combination, we really have nailed as a team. Our mission really is to be the partner that you think of when you think of SaaS on AWS. So as a small organization, winning a big award like the SaaS SI Partner of the Year award was quite a big deal for us. You can just about see it out of focus on my shelf behind me there. The world is running on SaaS these days, and we're here to help keep those services available, performance, and to make sure that the world data is kept safe and secure. That's one of the things that we're trying to achieve, really.
I mean, the competency was well deserved. So we need more of partners like you. So outside of SaaS, you're also an important community builder, and I know you're very passionate about this. So can you tell us a bit more about the initiatives that you're driving?
Yeah. As I say, I've always gravitated towards community in some fashion. It's sort of a default behavior of mine. It was never really. It's been commercially useful, but I've never sort of done it by default for commercial reasons. I'm involved in the user group, the AWS user group that's in London. During lockdown, we did all that online, which is why I've got all of this gear here now. I'm an AWS ambassador. We're a group of people who work for AWS partners who are out in the community doing things, and we sort of get together and share content and all of that kind of thing. Looking forward to seeing the ambassadors at reInvent this year. We also in the team, this isn't me, but I've got a HashiCorp ambassador, Marco, on the team, and the number 2 Kubernetes contributor in the world is part of the Scale Factory as well. So we're really proud of our investment in community in that sense. As far as SaaS is concerned, I, since about 2016, was running roundtable discussions for CTOs, and we recently, I say recently, maybe within the last couple of years, we've called this the SaaS CTO Network, and we've started running online and in-person events, both roundtable and networking for people who are building SaaS or the technical decision makers behind SaaS businesses. And we recently, last month, ran our first SaaS CTO conference, where we got around 120 SaaS CTOs in one room to spend the day talking about the challenges of building SaaS, which was great opportunity to see what people were doing, learn from each other, big sort of peer learning thing, very much a round table, but unconference style event, really valuable, I think, for a lot of the attendees.
No, this is really valuable because I spoke probably with a few hundred SaaS builders in my AWS time, and sharing the experiences is really, really important. And it cannot come from the vendor alone, right? So that's really good. So can you talk about your SaaS practice a little bit and how you support software providers in building their SaaS solutions?
Yeah, so as I say, we only work with SaaS businesses, or we exclude, like almost all of our customers are SaaS businesses, and I think that focus has meant that we've been able to put little bits of SaaS specificity across our entire consulting practice. We're also one of the early AWS well-architected partners as well, and so well-architected is a big part of everything that we do as well. So those two things in combination mean that we're sort of every solution that we build, every consulting engagement that we run with our customers really has SaaS and AWS well architected in mind. And so that's in terms of the workshops that we put together and the time that we spend with customers on a consulting engagement, but also in the products that we've built. We've put together a number of common solutions to the SaaS challenges that almost every SaaS business faces. For example, we built a landing zone solution that is really SaaS compatible, if you like, based on AWS Control Tower. We can deliver that at a fixed price to customers, adapted to their particular needs, but with a lot of good practice baked into it that SaaS businesses need as far as security, compliance, identity management, the running of control planes, all of those sort of good topics. And if a customer is building on that, they're sort of halfway to ISO 27001 out of the gate, for example. And that kind of compliance position is really important to SaaS businesses that are selling into enterprise buyers, because enterprise buyers are not going to take your product seriously unless it's compliant with recognized standards. We've also built a container platform, built on Amazon ECS. Again, it's customizable. It's at a fixed price. When we show up to do delivery of solutions or migrations or SaaS transformations for customers, we can kind of start with some of these building blocks that we can kind of do at an understandable price, take some of the risk out of it for the customer, get a long way down the sort of foundational line for them, and then really spend our time on the things that are unique and interesting for that customer.
So you speed up time to value significantly with this approach, right?
Absolutely, and it frees up the customer's team to spend time on their own concerns. I mean, most businesses, unless they're completely crazy, are only going to build one landing zone in their AWS environment, and so there's no point you learning how to build a landing zone or paying for your team to learn how to build a landing zone, because that's the only time you'll do it. So working with an organization like us, where you can kind of get over that hurdle, get it right first time, make sure it hits all of the right notes for the particular SaaS challenges that you have. It is an accelerant. It removes some of the risk, gives you a great degree of confidence that you've got the right solution, and it means that your own staff are not wasting their time on things that are not really kind of core and key to the value proposition that you have as a business.
Absolutely. So, like any top of mind guidance or recommendations to software companies or future SaaS builders, maybe better to say, that come combine?
Yeah. So future SaaS builders, I mean, I guess it's sort of extension of that, really. I think as techies, as nerds, we're kind of inclined to get stuck into everything and sort of be defaulting to build, I think, rather than thinking about buying or procuring in some other way. And I think it's really important for not just SaaS builders, actually, but anybody who's building solutions on the cloud to recognize that most of what they're doing isn't unique. Even if the product offering itself is unique, and maybe it's inventing a new market or something like that, there are so many places where that has commonality with either other businesses in your sector or other SaaS businesses or other businesses building in the cloud as a whole. And so recognizing that you are not fully unique is an important step, because then you can lean on experts like us to come and do some of the stuff that's a bit undifferentiated, and bring our experience of, there are definitely foot guns lying around ready to blow your feet off if you're not careful. And I think working with teams who have great expertise in this can help you navigate some of that. As you say, get to value quicker, take some of the risk out of the equation. And then you can use your own team for business differentiation. I think the other thing is to lean on community, right? I've said community is really important to me. I've benefited greatly from community in my own career. Even before running a consulting business, I was moving in circles where other people who were doing the same sorts of things that I was doing were gathering and sharing expertise. And I think leaning into community in your organization, not just sort of like narrow focused on head down building the next thing, but go see what other people are doing. How are they solving some of these problems? What shiny new technology are people trying? What shiny new technology are people avoiding because they've already caused themselves problems with it? So yeah, main advice: you're not unique. You're also not alone. And leaning on other experts and your peers is I think a really good way of short-circuiting some of the kind of mistakes that you might otherwise make.
Yep, that's good advice. You just launched a SaaS Innovation Hub, if I remember correctly, right? So can you tell us what that does for the customers?
Yeah, so SaaS Innovation Hub is a thing we've put together to allow SaaS businesses to innovate with new technologies, things like generative AI or maybe SageMaker or the things that they haven't used before themselves, and quickly working with us as a team of experts, get to a rapid proof of concept. So kick the tires on something, try things out a little bit, and maybe kind of see whether that new technology is going to add value to your organization. And we're supporting all of that with AWS funding programs that we have access to. And so you can go from sort of business case discovery through to a rapid proof of concept in 10 to 20 days, covered with AWS funding and with support from my team who've helped a number of other businesses innovate and try new things on the cloud. So it's a really good way of taking the risk out of trying something new, no cost to the customer, access to expertise, and with a sort of business value and business case in mind.
Great offer. Last question for you. So you've been in SaaS Competency or SaaS Competency Partner for a long time, right? So can you share some experiences you had with the program and what benefits are you getting from it?
Yeah, so the program's been really useful. I guess it's the part of AWS that most closely aligns with the things that we do today. So it's great to work with people like yourself, Gagan from the team, Bill Tarr, Todd Golding, all of the sort of the big SaaS names within AWS, to I guess learn from each other, share resources and so forth. There are unique funding opportunities available to us as a SaaS competency partner as well. And SaaS accelerating funding and so forth has been very useful for us to unlock new opportunities with customers. I think any AWS funding program helps us move deals forward. I think it allows us to differentiate ourselves from other partners, but also to give the customer a sense that they should be working with us rather than hiring a freelancer or trying to do something themselves. We get to work together on go-to-market activities as well. So things like webinars and event speaking opportunities have come via our relationship with the SaaS Factory, which is always welcome. We like to be promoted by AWS. It sort of legitimizes what we do, if you like, in a way that not a lot of other things do. It also there's a number of things going on inside AWS to build and ideate new solutions for SaaS customers, and we often get the opportunity to see early versions of those and comment on them, sort of influence the roadmap, if you like, and get a view on what's coming next, and that's super valuable as well. I think it's a good bi-directional relationship. We're obviously working with hundreds of SaaS businesses over the years. And so we see the things that are common across those SaaS businesses, and I think that experience for us, in combination with the resources that AWS has, is a really good combination.
Great. So thank you very much for this insightful conversation, John. I really appreciate the work that you and your team does, to help software companies build better SaaS on AWS. Thank you.
Thanks, Tomas.